You need my fault, go get it. Hit them with one more song while we getting the rest of this stuff together. I don't think they can hear it. They can hear me, but they can't hear that. So I told you to get my phone.
It's right there. Still can hear it. Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel. Once again, ISUPK Jackson, Jackson Israelites. We back in the building one more time. Today we're going to be going over mainly why black people are in the condition that we are in. Is the main thing we're going to be going over today. I'm going to hit y'all with a couple of scriptures. I'm not going to be too long-winded. The water for tuning in with me. And just rock it out with me, Israel. first and foremost, and understanding why we are in this condition that we are in. The first thing I want to do is, as a matter of fact, you know what, Salakia. As far as the reason why we in the condition that we in, is because of disobedience to the Most High. Okay? It's because of disobedience to the Most High. That's the reason why that we're in the condition that we're in. But the first thing I want to do is I want to touch on, let's go to Deuteronomy 27:1. All right? Just rock with me and vibe with me for a second, Israel. Rock with me and vibe with me for a second. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy 27:1. I'm going to give y'all a hot second to get there, as y'all know, as I like to do. Give y'all a hot second to get there with me. Okay. Deuteronomy 27:1 reads this. And Moses with the elders of Israel. So Moses and the elders of Israel, meaning the men in charge, commanded the people saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. So, just to bring y'all up to speed a little bit, we had came out of the land of Egypt. We had came up out of the land of Egypt, right? And so now we're getting these commandments that the Most High had given to Moses, and now Moses is giving it to the people, okay? Verse 2. And it shall be on the day when ye shall pass over the Jordan unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt set thee upon great stones and plasters them with great plasters. Okay, Salakia, I think I pronounced that wrong, but Salakia. All right, so now, what is happening is right now, Moses is giving us instructions and things to do. We're going into our land, the land of Israel, the land that the Most High promised our forefathers that we would inherit. So we're going into that land, and we're getting rules and regulations on how we are to govern ourselves in these lands. See, the laws of the Most High are just not laws, okay? Their laws are not just, they're laws to govern the people. This is like a government thing that we live by, a structure for our nation. No different than the Constitution of the United States of America, okay? It's no different. It's how we govern our people and how we live. It's our strength. Okay? It's what strengthens us. Because we have a power greater than any other power. Okay? So now we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28:1. Deuteronomy 28:1. Deuteronomy 28:1 reads, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. See, being God's chosen people is one thing, but it comes with a great responsibility and a great duty of obedience. We have to be obedient to the Most High. Okay? I think that's the exact thing. That's the mark that we missed, was being obedient. That's the mark that we missed, was being obedient. We seen what he done in Egypt, but at some point we forgot and got away from them things, man. Okay? So being obedient is the thing that's required of us to maintain of being on top of everyone. All right? Go into a little bit more right here. Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Again, like I was just saying, obedience is the thing. Being obedient to the Most High. He said these blessings will overtake you because of your obedience. These blessings, these are the things that will overtake us for being obedient, meaning all we have to do is just listen and hearken to what the Most High told us to do and follow the structure that He set up. Okay? We didn't have to worry about going to war and fighting and killing. We walked out of Egypt without lifting a finger. Without lifting a finger. All right? Deuteronomy 28:4 reads, Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. What is the fruit of thy body? It's what your body produces. Your body is producing things. Okay? Instead of our fruit being blessed, our women sit in abortion clinics. Okay? We look at having children as a burden versus the blessing that it actually is. Okay? This is how you know these things are real. Like, these things are not game playing and play pretty. Said, blessed will be the fruit of our body. Not only that, we destroy our bodies. How do we destroy our body? Through the drugs we take, through the things we do, abusing our body. Okay, we destroy our body just through the things we do by abusing it. Continuing. And the fruit of thy ground. You know, when you plant something in the ground, it come up and it's good for food. You plant green beans, or if any of y'all ever had a garden, you know, you plant your green beans, your squash, your different things. Blessed would have been the fruit of our ground. We would have had plenty of that. Now you look today, black people, we don't grow green beans anymore. We buy them from the corner store in a can that's been sitting there God knows how long. Okay? Processed. I mean, this is the life that we live now, but imagine how much better it would have been if we planted and grew these things ourselves. If we planted and grew these things ourselves, imagine how much better it would have been. Because we would have known exactly what we were doing with these things. We would care for it more because we understand this is what's going, we putting this into our body. Okay? We would understand we putting this into our body. So we would put that care and that love in it. Okay? More importantly, it was also a law that whatever grew on the outside of the fence would be for the people in our neighborhood, the people that would be in our areas, that the brothers at a lower state. Just walking by, man. Brothers wouldn't be hungry. So it's not just beneficial for us, it's beneficial for the brothers that don't have. Okay? It's not just beneficial for you. It's also beneficial for the brothers that don't have. We had a way of taking care of each other, following the laws of the Most High. We had a way of taking care of each other. Okay? Continuing on. And the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind. Think about it now. We would have, think about this. We would have our own cattle, meaning our cows, just for example, our cows, we would take care and produce our own meat. We wouldn't have to go and buy them for a corner. It's a self-sustained order that the Most High set up, where we can sustain ourselves. The order that's set up to today have us depend on our enemy. Okay? It has us depend on our enemy. When the Most High had us being a self-sufficient people. Because the Most High don't have an agenda. Our enemy have an agenda. That's why so many brothers, they think they can't survive without the oppressor. When that's false. The Most High set us up to be a self-servient people. Where we can sustain ourselves and we didn't have to depend on anybody. Okay? We don't have to depend on anybody. All we had to do was show brotherhood and depend on ourselves and each other. Following the laws of the Most High is the best thing we could do. Okay? Because we would be breeding, let's say we would be breeding our own, let's say for example again, cow. We'd be breeding and having everything set up the way, again, the care you put in when you doing this thing for yourself, the care that you would put in to taking care of your own cattle for yourself. It's a different type of care when somebody is just putting it in to make money. They concerned about profits. You concerned about the health of yourself, your brother, your family, etc. You get my point? You concerned about those things. You're not concerned about profit. You're concerned about the welfare of the people of your circle, so to speak, okay? And the flocks of thy sheep. Again, just reiterating what I was saying. I'm going to jump down to 28 and 7. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way. So now, just look at, let's take it back to our ancestors for a hot second. When those enemies came up against them for disobedience, because we were disobedient, they overcame us. Now imagine if we were being obedient. Imagine that now. This say, I'm going to read it again. This say, the Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. Okay? To be smitten before that. Meaning, just like we said earlier, when we came up out of the land of Egypt, we didn't have to raise a finger. It's saying the enemies that's going to rise up against you, if we was being obedient, and when we get to obedient, because we coming back to that. We getting there. It's coming. We just need to get a couple of these fake groups and these Christian churches. The Most High is slowly removing them out of our way. Because that's all they are. They're just a distraction. And slowly but surely, they're coming to naught. So we're going to get back to what we were supposed to do. Okay? It's coming. If you look at the world today, it's coming. That coronavirus shut everything down. It's coming. So again, to be smitten before thy face. So when we talk about the enemy being smitten before our face, meaning the same thing as in Egypt. We don't have to, again, because the Most High is our power. The Most High is our power. When things like this come, when people come against it, all we have to do, our weapon is obedience. That's our weapon. That's literally what we fight with. We fight with obedience. Pharaoh's entire army got drowned, not because we was great at battle and skilled at warfare, because we was obedient. It's obedience that get us out. Meaning this, I understand that Moses was leading us out of Egypt, but we was following the most high instructions in leaving Egypt. Obedience. It's obedience that's our strength to the Most High. It's our obedience that's going to get us out of the condition that we in. It's not of ourselves. It's not of our own will. That's not how this thing works. We don't become first because we stronger than any other nation. We become first in the earth because of our obedience to the Most High. Because it's not our glory that put us first. It's giving him the glory that will put us first. Okay? Putting him first. From there, jump down to 13 with me. And the Lord shall make, Deuteronomy 28 and 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If, you see that? It said we're going to be above and not beneath, and the head, not the tail. Okay? But it said something there. It said only if. Only if. These are the things that are these are the things that's the solution to what we're doing. You see, it's only if. We have to listen to and follow the Most High. That's what we have to do. Okay, that there is no other way. How do we know? We've tried everything else. We tried Buddha and Allah and being a Black Panther, being a pimp, being a hustler. We've tried everything. All of the things we've tried has failed because none of them was us being obedient to the Most High. That's how you know what is being said is the truth. That's how you know the Bible is the truth. That's how you know we these people. Everything we have tried has failed. How about we try the one thing that we haven't tried, and that's coming back and being obedient to the Most High. That's the one thing we have not tried. That's the one thing that if we look around in the earth today, everything is set up to keep us away from doing that. If we look at everything honestly, everything is set up in the earth today to keep us from following the Most High. And to keep us thinking that it don't matter who you are, you can just do what you want to do. The laws is done away with. It's okay to be to men lay with men and woman lay with woman. And all this kind of stuff is just okay. It doesn't matter. God know your heart. God know you don't mean to sin. It's okay to sin because you got grace. Everything is set up to keep us in sin and to keep us not doing what the Most High told us to do. Okay, I remember coming in this truth, and I was a lot younger when I found out about the truth. It's actually, believe it or not, people thought I was actually crazy for doing what the Most High actually said to do. People thought I'm off and I'm crazy for doing what the Most High actually said to do. And that they were absolutely correct because they was doing whatever they wanted to do. Versus me, who doing what the Most High said to do. Okay? That's and that shows you how much of a trick and a trap we're in. And how brainwashed our people is and how destroyed our people are. Because how can you pick up a Bible and say you being obedient to it while reading what it says not do and thinking it's okay to do what it actually said not to do, and looking at the person or the people that's doing what it said to do and saying it's something wrong with them? There's something wrong with the people that's doing what God said do. That shows you how destroyed we really are as a people. That show you the trick and the spell that we under. Christianity is a spell, man. And that shows you that the spell that we're under. That somebody would look at you being obedient and say it's something wrong with you for being obedient to what the Most High said do. Okay, from there, we're going to jump to verse 15. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Okay, y'all with me? Oh, Salakia, did I finish that up? Salakia, I'm just going to finish this up right quick. I kind of jumped ahead, but I'll just finish this up. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if thou shalt hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day. Observe and to do them, which is basically what I just went into, and what is basically what I've been harping on for my whole time, that this is just our strength, and this is just something that we should do, man. We have to do. The importance of keeping this law, statutes, and commandment. Like, everybody won't change. Everybody won't change. But everybody's not, for some reason, everybody's not willing to do the things to create that change. For some reason, everybody's not willing to do the things that create that change. Wanting change ain't just sitting back. It takes a work behind wanting that change, meaning identifying what got you in this condition so you can know what the hell is going to get you out of this condition, man. We're not in this condition of ourselves. We in this condition because we disobeyed the Most High. We in this condition because we not putting the Most High first. Okay, we in this condition because we're not putting the Most High first, man. We're putting ourselves first and what we think, and happy birthday and Merry Christmas and Thanksgiving and getting high and having sex with sluts and whores and women running around being whores and abortions and just a ton of nonsense, man. A ton of it. Man, a ton of nonsense, man. I'm really thankful that I was able, that the Most High, Salakia, that the Most High chose me and pulled me out of that condition, man. And pulled me out of that. I probably was one of the worst. I was definitely one of the worst. And the Most High changed me, man, under Commander General Yohana, to put that kind of spirit on the man with a great duty, like a heavy burden of work, man. It's going to take work to get this thing right, man. And for him to take on that challenge, man, we give Commander General Yohana a hand, man. Give him a hand, man. This work, man, this work is not a light work. Black people, we hard-headed as heck, man. This not a light work, man. And the work that he doing, man, God, good night, man. Okay, verse 15. Let's get into it. Now we're going to roll right into the topic, man. I just wanted to share those couple of things with y'all because a lot of times we go over the curses, but we don't understand the look at these blessings that we get for our obedience, man. It's something I wanted to touch on, man. The blessings that we get for being obedience. Okay? Verse 15, man. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Meaning, what does it mean when it say, if thou shalt not hearken? Meaning, if thou shalt not listen to what the Most High is commanding. Hearken means to listen, man. Hearken means to listen. Think about the stuff that we just went over that the Most High would bless us with if we listen. Okay? Now these are the things that he's talking about if thou shalt not listen. See, you get a reward for listening, but if you don't listen, like any good parent, you punish your child for not listening to what you say do. Okay? Like any good parent. That's a good parent. And that's love, man. And that's love. Okay? if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now see, here's the flip side of the coin. Here's the flip side of the coin for the disobedient. See, he said if we listen, all these good things would overtake us. But if you don't listen, this flip side of the coin, these curses are what's going to be the things that overtake you. So we got a choice, Israel. We have a choice even to this day because of Christ. Thank the Most High for Christ, man. Because even in our current state today, we can reverse these very curses because we suffer from these today because our disobedience unto this day. Man, but because of Christ, we got a chance to change that, man. We got a chance to change that. And I'm going to touch on a couple of these curses that we got today, okay? Let's read 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city. I don't even think I need to break that down when I say cursed shall thou be in the city. Well, when I read it, when the Most High say cursed shall thou be in the city. I don't even think it's something that I need to read. Cursed shall thou be in the city. That's God. Walk outside and look around. Turn on the news. Black men getting gunned down by the police. Since the 60s. Since the 50s. How about this? Since the inception of the police department. Do I need to explain that? Do I really need to break this thing down? Do y'all see what just happened with the housing market a couple of years ago where they stole all the houses from black people, man? Predatory loans, red light dick. Do I need to break this down, really? Am I the only one living this? Nah, I ain't. You see it just like I see it. No, I don't have to break this down. I don't have to break this down. Why don't I have to break this down? Because we live it. We live it. We live it every single day in the land where we are oppressed by our oppressor who strategically oppresses us. He don't do it by accident. They sit down and plan our oppression out. So it's not a mistake. It's not accidental. It's planned out and calculated and put on black people, man. All right. From there, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Okay, I'm going to give y'all a second to get there with me, man. This is not some game. This thing is real life, and it affects blacks, natives, and Hispanics. Obedience is required, man. Obedience. Not you live your life and I live mine. Let's be obedient and to see what happens. Because you live your life and I live mine ain't changing the condition of black people. Of Hispanic people. Native Americans, man. They put Native American and Hispanic people in cages. And I'm not talking about jail cells. I'm talking about literal cages. It's literal. They was building that pipeline in North Dakota, man. They was putting them in cages to run the pipeline because they didn't want oil pipeline ran through their land to destroy their land. They put them in cages, not jail cell, real cages, man. Real cages. I'm not the only one that's seeing this. I'm not the only one that should believe that these curses are real upon us, man. Of course, I'm not the man in the UPK men and women in the UPK, we all believe this stuff. I'm talking about people outside of the UPK right now, man. Lend me your ear for a minute. I'm not the only one that you live and see these things just like we do. Your Christian church ain't talking about this. The atrocities that's going on with black people. Your Muslim mosques ain't talking about the real atrocities that's going on with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. They don't have an answer. They don't have a solution, man. They can't fix black people like Commander General Yohana can, like the UPK can. They don't know how. They're not qualified for this, man. This take real work, man. This take real work. You can't talk your way out of this. You can't march your way out of this. You can't vote your way out of this. The only way out of this is obedience to the Most High. That is how you get out of this. Can't negotiate your way out of this, man. None of that stuff works, man. How do I know all that? None of that works. We've tried all of it. Tried all of it. That's how you know none of it works. All has been tried already. It's insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over again and not getting anywhere. In fact, it's getting worse. In fact, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse, man. It's getting worse, man. Deuteronomy 28:32. Let's get it. Say, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and their eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Think about it for a second. I get it. Even if you take it back to, let's go back as far as slavery, right? Let's go back as far as slavery. When the slave masters used to take our kids and sell them to a different plantation, right? That everybody understand that. And there was nothing that we could do about it. Now, let's fast forward it today, man. How are our sons and daughters being taken today, man? They're being taken through lawlessness. Meaning this, they don't have morals to stand on today. So our daughters is on Facebook doing twerk challenges. They on OnlyFans being whores and sluts. When the parents see this stuff, you think parents are sitting back saying, "Oh man, that's a great job my daughter doing. That's great that she on OnlyFans selling her body." But our oppressor has set that up to make it think like that's okay. Black people don't own Facebook to set up OnlyFans. Our oppressor does, man. You want more for your sons and your daughters. You want more for your sons than being out there selling drugs, pimping hoes, and some of y'all putting your hands on women. Some of y'all just using, abusing women. We want more for our sons and daughters than that, man. Selling drugs, packed in jails. We want more for our sons. And there's no might in our hand because they under a spell of... And I blame Christianity for it. And then it's not that I blame them. It's that it's their fault. Because they set morally what was okay for our sons and our daughters. Everybody look to them. When people want to get right, when people in the world want to get right with their life and they didn't know about the truth, the first place they went was to their Christian pastor, the closest church they can get into. So how we don't hold them responsible for the mess that we in? They should be held responsible because they're a part of the actual problem. They're not a part of the actual solution. They're part of the actual problem. Okay? From there, jump down to, let's go to 48, man. Let's go to 48. Give y'all a second to get there, man. We have got to get this thing right. Because I don't know about y'all. But I'm ready for that change to come. And the change is going to come when Christ comes. Okay? And you know what? When Christ comes, you know what I want? I want to get caught working, man. I don't want to get caught sitting around not doing anything. I want to get caught working when Christ comes. You understand that? I want to get caught working when Christ comes, man. Sitting around doing nothing, man. Okay, Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger. Like I was touching on earlier when I was reading the blessings, man. We serve our enemies in hunger. Versus us having our own cattle and planting our own gardens. We depend on our enemy to give us those things. He is your enemy. He ain't your friend. I know some of y'all think and may say they all not like that. Some of them is cool. That's not true. Don't ever deceive yourself like that. Because that ain't what the scriptures say. It's not what it's in the Bible. It said thy enemy. It didn't say some of them was going to be your enemy. It didn't say one or two of them was going to be your enemy. It said thine enemy, meaning all of them is your enemy. Because at the end of the day, all of them do what? What's best for them. You thinking they saying what's best for you when they talk. No. It's what's best and what works for them. Not what's best and what works for you. Because if they was doing what was best and what works for you, guess what they would be telling you? You better follow the Most High, man. While you can, before he put you to death for sinning against him. For sinning against him, man. It's not a game. This ain't play. This ain't toying around. Playtime is over. Fun time is over. Okay? Fun time is over. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou dost not understand. And that's heavy, man, because once they came over here, once they met up with the so-called Native American Indians, the Native American Indians didn't understand their tongue when they came over there. So when they came back over to the west coast shores of Africa, You didn't understand what the hell they was talking about, man. We don't understand these tongues that these people were speaking when they came and conquered us and enslaved us, man. It's important facts, man. That's important facts, man. We were speaking Hebrew and some of us speaking Aramaic, man. We didn't understand English. Understanding English was beaten to us. We got murdered because we ain't understand this language, man. I know some of y'all don't like hearing this or talking about it. It's just the facts, man. These the facts. How you gonna get it right if you don't talk about what's wrong? These is facts, man. Slovakia, as swift as the eagle, a nation whose tongue. Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, no show of favor to the person of young, man. How you know that's correct, man? They was taking the babies and grabbing them by the legs and smashing up against rocks, man. They couldn't take a baby crying, man. They would murder that baby just for simply crying, which is something babies do. They ain't look at our babies as human, man. They ain't look at our babies as human. They don't look at us like we human today. They don't care about the old. They don't care about the young. They don't care about they don't care about you. Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. They don't care about you. We work tirelessly to be accepted. No, Salakia. I'm going to take that back. We don't work tirelessly to be accepted because we know we can't be, we know we're not going to be accepted. What we do is we work tirelessly so they could just be a little more nicer to us. Please just be nicer to us. Don't kill us as much. That's what we work for, man. So they'll be just a tad bit nicer to us. Because you can't think this is a place of rest. Where do we rest at? There's no rest here for us, man. You can't get rest in a place where you're being murdered. Okay? From there, verse 28 and 64, man. 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even until the other. Which is why you see Israel scattered through. When you see the 12 tribe chart, okay, those are just places predominantly where Israel was at. We have Israel scattered everywhere, and everybody understands that. So the chart just shows their predominant places. Like, for instance, when you read Lost Tribes of Promised Land, when they came over here and they spoke to the Native Americans, and they told him that his brother was on the island of Puerto Rico. See, some people think, Christopher, some people still believe Columbus was coming over here trying to find trying to prove that the earth wasn't flat. When that's just, that's nonsense. He knew exactly who he was looking for and what he was trying to find. Okay? Which is why he used the Bible. He knew who he was looking for and trying to find. And Israel is scattered everywhere to the four corners of the earth. Every prophet spoke about that. Every single prophet spoke about Israel being scattered in the four corners of the earth. The 12 tribe chart just showed predominantly where Israel was at. Again. Okay. From there, we go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. It reads, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again." So, if you look at where Israel is at in this time period and where Egypt is at, you know you don't need a ship to get there. So now, clearly you know that's not what he's talking about. Egypt is a word which means what? What does Egypt mean? Bondage. Bondage. So it's telling you that the Most High is going to bring you in bondage again with ships. Okay? Is what it's telling you. Read now. "Wherefore of I spake unto thee, Salakia, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Meaning this: we're going to be sold to our enemies. Who sold us to our enemies? How was our so-called oppressor, our immediate oppressor, getting through the jungles of Africa? We were being rounded up by so-called Africans, Hamites. We were being rounded up by Hamites and sold to Edomites. The Edomites then put us on ships built by the Ishmaelites. We just went from one oppressor to another. We were pickings for vultures. All because, not because we was a weak nation, but simply because we were a disobedient nation. None of this happened because of our might. These things happen because of our disobedience. Which is, obedience is the thing that's going to create a real change. Again, disobedience is what got us here. Obedience is what's going to get us out of here. Okay? Obedience is what's going to get us out of here. With that, I'm going to close the class, Israel. April 22nd, Houston, Texas. We got the slaughter of the lambs coming up. April 22nd, man, be in the house for the slaughter of the lambs. April 24th, we got the Lord's Passover coming up. Now I know you're gonna hear a bunch of other stuff from a bunch of other fake groups. That is not the Lord's Passover, man. Those people are just having a dinner. They're just having dinner. That's all that is. It's not the Lord's Passover, okay? Monday through Saturday, you can find Detroit Israelites. We got classes Monday through Saturday, Detroit Israelites. Tune in for those classes. Every Tuesday at 5:30, we got Jackson Israelites, which is my class. We got Salaki. I believe that's all that we have coming up. And with that, Israel, I'm going to say shalom. Thank y'all for tuning in.